Most people think men are visual creatures, and they are, but the greatest misunderstanding is assuming that being visually turned on is the same as having a great sexual experience. Yes, attraction matters, but the thing that separates a good experience from an unforgettable one is the emotional environment surrounding it. You can be the most physically attractive woman in the world, but if a man feels judged, insecure, or unseen during intimacy, the moment loses its magic. On the flip side, when a man feels emotionally safe, accepted, and desired not for what he does, but for who he is, that's when he truly lets go. Emotional safety doesn't sound sexy on the surface, but it's what allows a man to be his most confident self in bed. He stops performing and starts connecting. He stops trying to impress and starts being present. And that presence is what makes sex meaningful. So, what exactly does emotional safety look like to a man? It's when he doesn't feel like he's being graded or tested. It's when he knows that being vulnerable, being unsure, or even being imperfect won't cost him your affection. Many men have learned to suppress emotion because they've been punished for it, laughed at, belittled, or made to feel weak. In the bedroom, that fear doesn't magically disappear, but when he's with someone who creates a judgment, free space, he starts to trust. And trust is the foundation for real sexual confidence, because when a man doesn't feel safe, he disconnects. He goes into his head. He starts worrying if he's doing it right or performing enough. But when he feels safe, he's free to express desire, explore connection, and focus entirely on you. There's a myth that men want to be dominant and in control all the time during sex, but the truth is men want to surrender too. They want to feel like they can let their guard down. They want to feel like they don't always have to be the strong one. And that surrender only happens when they're with someone who makes them feel emotionally held. That's where you come in. When you're warm, open, playful, and affirming, you unlock parts of him he rarely shows anyone. You give him permission to stop performing and start feeling. You allow him to trade pressure for passion. In that space, he becomes more attentive, more giving, and more connected, because he's no longer focused on proving himself. Now you might be wondering, does this mean I have to baby him or avoid being honest? Absolutely not. Emotional safety isn't about coddling. It's about creating a space where honesty doesn't come with judgment. You can give feedback, you can express your desires, but it's how you do it that makes the difference. When your words come from a place of encouragement, curiosity, and appreciation, he hears you. But when they come from criticism or comparison, he shuts down. The key is showing him that your intimacy isn't conditional, that you're not keeping score, you're building connection. And in that connection, you create a powerful loop. The safer he feels, the more open he becomes, and the more pleasure you both get to experience. Another layer of emotional safety is feeling emotionally wanted, not just physically desired. Many men silently ask themselves, does she want me or does she want sex? They don't always say it, but it's there. Just like women, men want to feel like they're chosen. They want to feel like you're not just reacting to hormones, but to him. That your desire isn't automatic, it's intentional. So when you slow down, look into his eyes, touch him like you mean it, or whisper something genuine, you speak directly to his need to feel accepted. That kind of emotional foreplay is what makes sex unforgettable, because now it's not just bodies colliding, it's two people choosing to see each other. The irony is, when you create emotional safety, you actually unlock the boldest, most passionate version of him. He becomes more experimental, more generous, and more attentive, not because you forced him, but because you freed him. When a man feels emotionally safe, He becomes fearless in intimacy. He's not worried about being judged. He's not second, guessing your reactions. He's in the moment with you, fully, fiercely, and unapologetically. That's what makes it great sex. Not the tricks, not the routines, but the deep emotional connection that allows both of you to express yourselves without fear. You stop doing sex and start experiencing it. And that's when magic happens. Think about it like this. Imagine being with someone who made you feel like nothing you did was wrong. Who made you feel appreciated and sexy, even when you were at your most vulnerable. That's what men crave too. They want to be desired, not dissected. They want to be invited in, not evaluated. And when they find someone who does that, they never forget it. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about giving him the permission to let his guard down and showing him that intimacy isn't about performance, it's about presence. That kind of experience lingers in his mind long after the moment ends. Creating emotional safety isn't complicated, but it is intentional. It's in the little things, the way you respond when he's unsure, the way you touch him when he's quiet, the way you laugh when things don't go perfectly. Every small act sends a message, you're safe here. And when he hears that message, not just in your words, but in your energy, he opens up. That opening creates a deeper bond, a deeper trust, and a deeper passion. Great sex isn't about knowing all the moves. It's about creating a space where both people can let go of the roles and meet each other as they really are. And when you give a man that kind of experience, it changes everything. There's a powerful misconception that men are obsessed with skill in the bedroom. That what they truly want is a partner who knows exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to perform like someone out of a movie. But here's the truth most people don't understand. Asterisk enthusiasm trumps skill every single time asterisk. A man would much rather be with someone who is genuinely excited to be with him than someone who's technically good at sex but emotionally absent. Enthusiasm tells him, I want asterisk you asterisk. It says, I'm here because I'm asterisk into this, asterisk not because I feel obligated. That kind of energy is electric. It transforms even the simplest touch into something powerful. Passion isn't about performance, it's about presence and play. Think about the energy of someone who is asterisk, fully their asterisk with you. Their eyes light up when they look at you. Their touch is intentional, their reactions are real, and their body language says, I'm enjoying this. That's what stays in a man's mind long after the moment ends. Because it's not just about the act, it's about being wanted. Men pick up on your energy more than you realize. If you're distracted, bored, or emotionally checked out, it doesn't matter how technically skilled you are. It feels hollow, but when you're present, playful, and emotionally available, that's when sex becomes powerful. Your enthusiasm validates him in ways words never could. So where does this idea come from that we need to impress men with tricks or flawless routines? It's fear of not being enough, fear that someone else could do it better. But men don't remember perfect technique. They remember connection. They remember the moments you laughed, the way you looked at them, and how good it felt to be asterisk seen asterisk. The best lovers aren't the most skilled, they are the most invested. They bring their personality into the experience. They aren't afraid to be silly or to mess up. And that authenticity, that's what turns a man on. Not because you're flawless, but because you're asterisk real. Asterisk enthusiasm also gives a man permission to relax. When you're enjoying yourself, it takes the pressure off him to carry the entire experience. He stops worrying about whether you're into it, because your energy tells him everything he needs to know. And once he feels that mutual desire, he gives more, tries harder, and connects deeper. It becomes a shared dance instead of a one-sided one-sided performance. The irony is, when you stop asterisk trying asterisk to be impressive and start focusing on being asterisk present asterisk, you actually become more magnetic. There's something irresistible about someone who's enjoying the moment for what it is, not overthinking, not performing, just being in it with you. You don't need to be experienced to be amazing in bed. What matters most is that you're emotionally in sync with him, that you're enjoying yourself, and that you make him feel chosen. Because when a man feels chosen, he shows up differently. He becomes more generous, more affectionate, and more emotionally open. He doesn't need you to be a mind reader or a master of seduction. He just wants to feel like this moment matters to you too. That's what enthusiasm communicates. It's the unsaid language of attraction. I'm into you. I'm excited to be here. That energy sticks with him more than any move ever will. Enthusiasm isn't about being loud or dramatic. It's about engagement. It's the way you respond to his touch. It's the way you guide his hand or smile in the middle of a kiss. It's in your willingness to express desire, to explore, and to be honest about what you like. That openness creates a safe space where both of you can enjoy the experience fully. When he sees you enjoying it, it gives him confidence. That confidence builds momentum, and suddenly the entire experience becomes more passionate, more connected, and more alive. Your enthusiasm becomes the fuel for something unforgettable. We live in a world that's obsessed with performance. But connection is what people really crave. A man doesn't want a show. He wants a shared experience. And when you bring your full self into that moment, when your joy, your curiosity, and your desire are front and center, you create that experience. You make it feel like he's not just having sex with someone, but asterisk being with someone asterisk. Someone who sees him, wants him, and is asterisk their asterisk with him fully. That depth of connection makes even the simplest moments feel intense. Because it's not what you do, it's how you do it, and who you are while doing it. Here's the irony most women don't realize. When you lead with enthusiasm, you actually become more asterisk attractive asterisk. Your confidence becomes contagious, your joy draws him in, and he stops focusing on what's supposed to happen and starts responding to what asterisk is asterisk happening. The energy between you becomes more playful, more experimental, more honest. That's when sex becomes more than just a physical act. It becomes an expression of who you are together. And the truth is, that's what men remember, the feeling, the fun, the emotional electricity that came from being with someone who actually wanted to be there. When you remove the pressure to be good, you create the space to be asterisk great asterisk, not because you know all the right moves, but because you're willing to show up without hiding. That kind of presence is rare and powerful. It makes a man feel like he can stop trying to impress and just be in the moment with you. And that shift, that freedom, is what turns ordinary sex into something unforgettable. So if you want to know what makes a man feel like he just had the best night of his life, it's not a trick or a technique. It's knowing that the woman in front of him asterisk wanted asterisk to be there every second of it. Most people assume that great sex is something that happens asterisk in asterisk the bedroom. But the truth is, by the time you're actually in bed, the groundwork for a powerful experience has already been laid or lost. Men are just as sensitive to the emotional buildup as women are, even if they don't always express it. Seduction isn't about surprise moves under the sheets. It's about the anticipation you build asterisk before asterisk you ever touch each other. It's in the look you give him when you walk past. It's in the tone of your voice when you challenge him playfully. It's the tension, the teasing, the mystery. These little moments build sexual electricity, and by the time you're physically close, he's already emotionally invested. Men love the thrill of pursuit. They love the feeling of being drawn in, of not knowing exactly what's going to happen next. That's why foreplay doesn't start 5 minutes before sex. It starts when you plant the seed of intrigue hours, even days before. It's that casual text that hints at what's on your mind. It's the way you brush against him without making a big deal out of it. It's the subtle ways you keep him guessing, keep him curious, keep him thinking about you. When he can't predict your every move, he becomes more attentive. He starts watching more closely, listening more carefully. That energy of unpredictability makes the entire experience more exciting, more engaging, and more alive. This doesn't mean you have to play games or manipulate him. It's about understanding the psychology of desire. Men are deeply aroused by emotional momentum, the slow climb toward intimacy, not just the destination. The longer that climb lasts, the more invested he becomes. That's why spontaneous intimacy isn't always the most powerful. The build-up, the flirtation, the emotional tension that's what activates his imagination. It's the idea that something amazing might happen that keeps his mind racing. When you feed into that sense of wonder and possibility, you elevate everything. Even a glance becomes charged. Even silence becomes filled with meaning. A lot of women focus on looking good in the bedroom, but what gets a man's attention more than your body is your energy leading up to it. The way you engage with him during the day has a bigger impact than any lingerie ever will. When you make him feel desired outside of the bedroom, you unlock his emotional investment inside of it. That little compliment when he's not expecting it, that playful challenge when he's too confident, that way you pull back just when he's getting comfortable. It creates a rhythm of tension and release that keeps him on his toes. And when he finally gets to have you, it feels earned, not given. The truth is, men don't just want access to your body, they want access to your mind. They want to feel like they're penetrating something deeper, your attention, your emotions, your desire. That's why when you're mentally and emotionally unavailable, sex can feel empty, even if it's physically good. But when you engage him outside of sex, when you flirt, when you tease, when you provoke him with your presence, you make him feel like he's part of something bigger. The connection starts to build like a story, a journey. Every touch has meaning. Every moment feels like part of a larger experience. And that's what he remembers. Many women underestimate the power of playful distance. That moment when you pull back, even slightly, and make him miss you. It's not about punishing or withdrawing. It's about creating space for tension to grow. When you're always available, the emotional rubber band stays limp. But when you stretch it just enough without breaking it, the tension becomes exciting. He starts wondering what's going on in your mind. He starts craving your attention, your approval, your affection. That hunger doesn't start in bed. It starts in those subtle moments where you make him lean in. And the more he leans in, the more invested he becomes. The seduction that lasts is the one that blends emotional chemistry with physical desire. When a man feels both emotionally intrigued and physically attracted, that's when he becomes truly obsessed. And that obsession is fed by how you show up long before intimacy begins. Are you engaging? Are you present? Are you creating tension through conversation, eye contact, humor, and mystery? These things might seem small, but they're everything. Because the most intense sexual moments are built from emotional breadcrumbs, the more of those you drop, the more he follows. And the further he follows, the deeper he falls. Great sex isn't about flipping a switch. It's about turning up the heat slowly. You warm him up through your attitude, your vibe, your presence. You make him feel like something is always brewing beneath the surface, even when nothing's happening. That constant low-level charge builds intimacy in a way that no grand gesture can replicate. You become a source of fascination, someone he can't quite figure out, someone who stays on his mind long after you leave the room. And that emotional charge bleeds into every physical interaction. Suddenly, a kiss isn't just a kiss, it's a payoff. A payoff for the energy you've been building all along. Even silence becomes powerful when tension has been built. The pauses between your words, the gaps between your glances, they are filled with meaning. He starts interpreting every little gesture. Every moment feels loaded with possibility, and when that kind of emotional voltage is running beneath the surface, sex becomes something entirely different. It's no longer just a release, it's a asterisk reveal. Asterisk, a revealing of everything you've both been holding back. That's why the best sex doesn't start with undressing. It starts with the moments you spend asterisk dressing the stage. Asterisk because once the lights go down, what he remembers most isn't just what happened. It's how you made him asterisk feel leading up to it. Asterisk men often get a bad rap for being emotionally unavailable, but the truth is, they crave connection just as deeply as women do. The secret to what men consider great sex isn't just physical pleasure. It's the feeling that they're truly asterisk seen, asterisk and asterisk understood asterisk on a deeper level. When a man senses vulnerability from his partner, it creates a powerful bridge between bodies and souls. Vulnerability isn't about weakness. It's about courage, the courage to drop the masks, to be authentic, and to invite someone into your inner world. When you allow yourself to be emotionally open, it signals to him that he can do the same, creating a space where true intimacy flourishes. Men want to feel like sex is more than just a physical act. They want it to be a moment of genuine connection and shared truth. Many women think that showing vulnerability might push a man away or make them appear less desirable. But ironically, vulnerability is what pulls a man in. When you share your true feelings, your fears, your desires, it humanizes you. It tells him that you trust him enough to be real, not perfect. That trust is incredibly attractive because it shows strength in softness. Men are wired to protect and cherish what they perceive as precious and authentic. When you open up emotionally, you make yourself precious to him. Not just physically, but spiritually. This kind of emotional availability goes beyond words. It's about energy, presence, and willingness to be raw. It invites him to drop his own guard and meet you in that honest space. The dynamic of vulnerability and connection shifts the entire sexual experience. Instead of being a one-dimensional act focused on physical sensation, it becomes multi-layered and profound. Men want to feel like they are part of something meaningful. They want to know that their touch, their presence, matters on a deeper level. When you engage with him vulnerably, you create a space where he can relax and fully express himself. That vulnerability dissolves walls and defenses, allowing passion and tenderness to flow freely. In that space, sex is no longer about ego or performance. It's about unity and shared experience. This is the kind of connection that creates lasting memories and deep satisfaction. Showing vulnerability also builds immense trust. Trust isn't given lightly. It's earned in small moments of honesty and openness. When a man feels trusted, he feels empowered to be authentic himself. He feels safe to share his own fears, fantasies, and emotions. This mutual vulnerability forms the foundation of a bond that's unshakable. Great sex thrives on that foundation, because without trust, it's hard for a man to fully relax or let go. He might hold back, unsure if he'll be accepted or understood, but when you show your authentic self and accept his, it removes that barrier. It creates a feedback loop where vulnerability leads to trust, and trust leads to deeper intimacy. The power of vulnerability is also in how it enhances emotional responsiveness. When you're willing to share your feelings openly, you teach him how to respond. You give him permission to be attuned to your needs and desires. This emotional responsiveness is magnetic because it creates a sense of partnership. It turns sex into a dialogue rather than a monologue. You become a team exploring each other's worlds rather than two people performing side by side. That emotional give and take intensifies desire and deepens connection. Men feel seen, heard, and valued, and that makes them want to show up more fully. Vulnerability invites presence, and presence fuels passion. Many men carry wounds from past relationships where they couldn't be fully themselves. They might have been judged, rejected, or misunderstood. When you show vulnerability, you offer healing without even realizing it. You become a safe harbor where he can let go of past fears and insecurities. That healing presence is incredibly powerful. It opens the door to intimacy that transcends physicality. You help him rewrite the story of what sex can be, no longer a source of anxiety or pressure, but a place of acceptance and love. That transformation is one of the most attractive and unforgettable experiences you can offer. Because men don't just want great sex, they want a great connection. Vulnerability is also about being willing to reveal your imperfections. Nobody is perfect, and pretending otherwise only creates distance. When you share your flaws, your doubts, and even your messy emotions, you invite him into your real world. That authenticity resonates deeply. It shows you trust him enough to let him see all of you, not just the polished, curated version. Men find that incredibly appealing because it takes the pressure off them to be perfect too. It's an invitation to be human together. That shared humanity strengthens bonds and intensifies passion. Great sex flows naturally when both partners feel free to be themselves. In many ways, vulnerability creates the ultimate paradox. It is both the most courageous and the most tender act you can offer. It breaks down walls while building bridges. It demands strength but reveals softness. That balance is what men deeply crave because it mirrors their own inner conflict, the desire to be strong yet deeply connected. When you embody vulnerability, you show him that sex can be a place where he doesn't have to choose between those things. He can be powerful and tender. He can be assertive and gentle. That freedom is liberating. It transforms sex from a simple act into a profound exchange of energy, trust, and love. Ultimately, vulnerability deepens the emotional soil where great sex grows. It nourishes trust, connection, and passion. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you invite him to meet you at a level that transcends physical desire. You create a sacred space where both of you can explore not just bodies, but hearts and souls. That's the real secret behind what men consider great sex. It's not about being flawless or perfect. It's about showing up authentically with openness and courage. That kind of connection is rare and precious, and it's what makes sex truly unforgettable.